All right. Hey, got an exciting one today. Hank Williams Jr., Family Tradition. Everybody loves this song. It's arguably one of his most famous songs. So the song is pretty easy, and give me a minute. I want to kind of talk to you for just a second before I get into it. So for those of you who don't know, who haven't ever seen my videos, I wanted to tell you what I'm trying to do on YouTube. When I started playing the guitar about 3 years ago, there was very little of the old, 50, 60-year-old country music out there on YouTube, the tutorials of how to play these songs on the guitar. So Hank Williams Jr., David Allan Coe, Charlie Daniels, Merle Haggard, all of those, I couldn't really find any, or I couldn't find any that I could easily understand as a beginner, right? So what I decided to do, now that I've kind of moved past that and I got a little bit of a grip on how this thing works, I want to show those who might be in the similar situation that I was 3 years ago how to play these the best I know how. A lot of them are very easy. They use 3 or 4 chords most of the time. This song today, Family Tradition, uses 3 chords. So I wanted to let you guys know that. If you have any suggestions or songs that you want to hear, I am all ears. I want to start doing this on a regular basis, so your feedback would be great. So for today, the 3 chords that we're going to use are E, A, and B7. Right? I generally don't show how to do the individual chords themselves, but if you stick around to the end of the video, I will show you how to fret that B7 because it is a little step above the your standard or your beginner chords. It's a step beyond being a beginner guitar player is what I'm trying to say. So also I'm going to try to sing these words to just show you where the chord changes are. Don't judge me on my singing, please. Okay, so E, A, B7, E, A, B7, E, A, B7. That's the whole song. E, A, B7, E, A, B7, over and over again. The strumming pattern I use for the song, one thing you'll learn about me, I'm not big on telling you exactly what strumming pattern to use because you might want this to sound like an entirely different genre of music. How the hell do I know? But the strumming pattern I use that kind of keeps it to that authentic country-ish sound is just that boom chicka chicka boom chicka chicka boom chicka chicka boom chicka chicka boom chicka chicka. So what I'm doing is I'm accenting the 1 and the 3 beat, right? The 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so it's so, and that's how I play it. So that boom chicka chicka boom chicka chicka. I will tell you that a lot of times with that strumming pattern you can alternate the bass, which you absolutely can if that's your preference. For this song, I generally play it wide open. I lay into it as hard as I can. I don't worry about alternating the bass because what I found is when you're in a large group of people, you have to play it wide open because everybody starts singing this. Now you may not live, I live in Houston, Texas, so we got a lot more rednecks down here. But the way the song starts off is in E. So country music singers, always been a real close fan, and then that's where he switches to the A on real close family. And he goes to the B7. But lately some of my kinfolk have disowned a few others than me. And on me he goes back to the E, right? So he's on B7, and he goes back to the E. And then I guess it's because he stays, he's on that E. I guess it's because I kind of changed my direction. So on the word changed, you actually change to the A chord, right? change my direction. And then you switch to the B7. Lord, I guess I went and broke their family tradition. And on tradition, you switch back to the E, right? Tradition. The chorus goes the same way. So the chorus is E, A, B7. So get on me, want to know, hey, why do you drink? So why do you drink is E. And then he switches to the A. Hank, why do you roll smoke? I think he actually hits it on the Y. Hank, why do you roll smoke? Why? And then on the next Y, why do you live out the song that you wrote? So he switches to the B7 when he goes, why do you live out the songs that you... And then he switches to the E when he gets to wrote. Stop and think it over. Put yourself in my unique position. If I get stoned and sing all night long, it's a family tradition. So he switches to tradition. He switches back to the E. So stop and think it over is E. Put yourself in my unique position, or put yourself in my position is A. I don't think he throws that unique in there until the end of the song, but put yourself in my position, A. B7, if I get stoned and sing all night long, it's a family tradition. And then tradition, he goes to E, right? E, A, B7. So it's, don't quote me on this, listen to the song. Listen to the song and listen to the chord changes and you will get those chord changes. That is the progression. E, A, B7. I believe that it is 2 bars of E, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 bars of B7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to the E, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I believe that's what it is. I believe it's E, A, 2 bars of E, 2 bars of A, 3 bars of B7, and then 1 bar of E again, and then you start over with the E. So when you start the next verse, it starts over on that E, the 2 bars of E. So if you've got any, well, first I promised I would show you how to play that B7 chord. So the way you play the B7 is you take your middle finger and you fret the 2nd fret of your A string, your 5th string. You take your pointer finger and you fret the 1st fret of your D string or your 4th string, right? You take your ring finger and you fret the 2nd fret of your G string or your 3rd string, your G string. You're going to leave this B string open. You're going to leave the 2nd string or the B string open. And then you're going to take your pinky and you're going to fret the bottom E string, the high E string, which is your 1st string. So you get that real brassy country tone. If you learn, if you're new to playing guitar, if you're relatively new to playing guitar and you have not learned how to play a B7, it is a little difficult to learn at first to make it sound clean, because you want, your fingers almost want to mute that, especially that B string. They kind of want to lay down like this, but it is absolutely worth learning, because there is a ton of songs that use E, A, B7. I mean, it is a standard, one of your most standard blues chord progressions, and like Forever and Ever, I believe it's Forever and Ever Amen, E, A, B7. So Randy Travis uses E, A, B7 a lot. He uses it just as much as he uses C, D, and G. So E, A, B7. E, A, B7. That's the whole song. Thank you, guys. If you have any suggestions, want any songs to learn, you want me to teach you any songs, just